New and exciting things. Any questions before we get going? I guess I should check this out. Nothing there? Any questions you have for me out there? Yes?
Why is it that when you're programmed to say you input and you say like write a character and delete it and write another one, your program will just like go for it?
So the question is, why do you get an infinite loop when your program asks for input? Let me see. Let me make this bigger so that someone with human eyes can see it. Don't need it quite that big. What kind of thing are you inputting? An integer?
Yeah, it's like character.
All right, so maybe I'm going to do well, it depends what, really the answer depends on what you're inputting. So, and let me try an integer. So here I'm going to loop while age doesn't equal 99. So this is one scenario. All right, so that's the normal use of it. If I put in a character, or characters, it doesn't matter, then I get that. And what's happening there is right here, CN is expecting a digit. And if it doesn't see a digit, if it sees a character, then CN, because it got unexpected input, goes into kind of a fail state. And CN is completely non-functional until two things happen. That fail state is cleared, and any input that's waiting to be read in is removed, unless you have a different way of inputting it. So I can say if not cn.good, this is saying that's true or false as to whether CN is in a good state, and then that exclamation point's negating it. So if CN is not good, then there's some things I want to do. One is I want to do that. Put some comments here. Let me go ahead and run this. This is necessary but not sufficient to make everything good again. So when I run it, I'm going to get the exact same, it'll appear to be the exact same thing. And the reason is that this indeed makes it in a good state again, but then age is not 99, so it comes back up here, and XYZ is still waiting to be read in. So it's going to be frustrated at every turn, because every time you clear things and make it good again, and XYZ is still sitting there. So I probably want to do something like ignore, and if it's a little, I'll just give it the short answer. Actually, let me look this up. Let's see. Yeah, so you provide a number. What you provide to ignore is the number of characters you want to ignore. It's going to default to 1. And I want to ignore up to 1,000 characters or until I hit a new line character, which is what happens. I typed in XYZ and then I hit the enter key. So there are 4 characters, the XYZ and the new line. this is not perfect. In production code, people would kind of smirk at this because you want to make your code impervious to what the user can do, and someone could easily type more than 1,000 characters, which would force this to loop it over again. Stakes are low in 111. We don't need to look at more complex strategies for putting a value here. So we just say 1,000 and go, yeah, we're good with that. So up to 1,000 characters will be ignored, up to and including the first new line it encounters. And that should solve our problem. So 30, 23, 32, X, Y, Z, and then it cleared it, ignored those, and we're good to go. So I don't know if that was your specific situation. My guess is it's probably somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Like when you type an input and you delete it, like you type it in wrong and then you write something else, you'll do the same thing.
It's certainly possible. It's possible that it really depends on the terminal, and by terminal I mean this is what I'd call a terminal, right? That's the terminal program. Sometimes the terminal will interpret that backspace and actually remove that input, and then you retype it and you're good. In other cases, it'll be something like this that goes to the program, right? That backspace is an actual character that on top of the other ones that goes to the program. So it really depends on how this terminal is interpreting characters for what your program gets. Any other questions? All right. Nothing there. So today I have an in-class assignment, and this assignment is a group assignment. Now, if you look about you, there aren't as many people in this room as there were on the first week or second week whenever I made groups. Okay, so there are a few of you that have got groups that are firing on all cylinders. Life is good. There are others of you where you are the only one left standing in your group. So I need to redo groups. There are those of you who are listening to the screencast going, oh shit, I missed the class where you do the groups. If you're listening to the screencast and you weren't in class, then what you need to do is shoot me an email, and I will put you in a group with other people who are not in class and shot me emails. Okay? But for those of you who are here, you are invited to create whatever group you want. I would like the group size to be at least 3, so no groups of 2 and no groups of 1. I don't want 3 is the ideal size. If you really got 4 or 5 people who are feeling quite the team, that's fine. I would prefer groups of 3. Now there's some of you who have fallen down to a group of 2 or a group of 1 and just simply don't feel comfortable or don't know others around you in order to get that third person or second person if you're alone. So if you fall in that category where you're a single person or 2 people and you need a second and third or a third, then when we break, just come on up here and I will make sure that you all get assembled properly. Regarding how you let me know about the groups, if you go to the assignment, it's assignment 11. And to make sure that this thing happens, you are only able to submit this assignment if you're in a group. And since I don't have any of the new groups in Blackboard right now, darn it, sorry, Blackboard is fighting with me. So where is the submission link? This submission link right here, let me see if I click it. See, I clicked it and it's telling me I don't belong to a group, so I can't submit it. Every one of you should get that message right now. What I need to happen before the end of class is I need to know what group you're in, and while class is going, I'm going to be forming these groups. And the way you're going to let me know which group you're in is I've got this little Google Doc here, and all you need to do, you have to log in with your Chico State ID, and I only need one of you in the group to do this, not everyone in the group. And in fact, it's a group submission on the assignment, so only one of you in the group needs to submit the assignment, and it'll count for all group members. Okay? Here, all you have to do is type in the IDs of the people who are in your group. You submit this, and then I just look at basically the entries that have been submitted here, and I use those to form the groups in Blackboard, and I'll be doing that during class. Okay. So does everyone understand what we're doing here? All right, go ahead and have at it.